Monuments Man. I don't know where to put my hands. Monuments Man. Monuments Man. Monuments Man. Monuments Man. Monuments Man. Directed, written, produced, and starring George Clooney. It has all the elements of a great film, an all-star cast, an interesting premise, and historical importance. But it just wasn't very good. Actually, put it up.
And then put this on top.
Yeah, no. The thing about Monuments Man is that it positions the audience as an outsider. We're looking in on men passionate about art who are risking their lives for this art, and I just don't feel it. Let me explain. Basically, during World War II, the Nazis went around all of Europe stealing art and generally being assholes. Surprise, surprise, who would have thunk? Hitler was a failed artist and a bit of a dick after all. It's going to be weird when I edit this. So now comes the interesting part. As the tagline says, this is a story, a true story, of the greatest treasure hunt in all of history. These guys went into wartime Europe and tried to steal the stolen art that the Nazis stole and try to convince their armies not to bomb the cities that had this art in it to preserve the art, and that could not have been an easy task. And if they had accomplished it, or if even their attempt to accomplishment, just gives me the biggest amount of respect for them. Alright, I can dig this, I'm on board. You see where I'm putting the cuts? Do you think that'll look good? Then the movie starts and we get some scene of George Clooney. He's sitting down at that one. So then the movie starts and we get the scene of George Clooney, where this kind of point where he's supposed to explain why the art is so important to us. But he lands up explaining the Allies' plan to invade Europe. Not even their plan, just the fact that they are going to invade. And he's explaining this to Franklin D. Roosevelt, the commander-in-chief, the guy that I'm pretty sure already knows the plan, and you're probably just insulting him by saying this. Don't waste time explaining some dumb plan with arrows to Franklin D. Roosevelt and use that time to tell us why we should care about the art. The thing is, we live in an overly media-saturated time as it is. Facebook, Snapchat, cat pictures, TV, billboard advertising. This movie has one job, and that's to make me care about art. I mean, I don't want to become some art connoisseur or cultured motherfucker, but I know this stuff is important. Deep down, there's a part inside of me that cries at sunsets, and all this movie has to do is bring that part out. Please. Look, I have a feeling that the producers resigned to make this for an older generation because they thought a younger generation just might not get it. So they cast a bunch of old dogs and get them together to pile around like an old-time war movie sort of thing with, you know, cheesy comedic music to boot. I mean, there's a corny boot camp scene where they refer to the soldiers as teenagers. The non-existent 52-year-old married man with kids that lives inside me would have chuckled at that. That 52-year-old lives very close to the part of me that cries at sunsets. On a slightly unrelated note, why are movies doing this lately? I mean, moving on. Okay, so we don't care about art at this point, so next the movie starts getting confused with itself. It's a comedy. No, it's a drama. It's trying to educate us. No, it's trying to make us laugh. Serious. Lighthearted. The constant tonal switch is a roller coaster ride of confusion. There are a lot of scenes where the tone switches midway through. The Bill Murray, Bob Balaban scene with the German is just one of those. All the tension in one scene utterly destroyed by whimsical fucking music. It's brought into a comedic light, but not in a good way. And I mean no disrespect to the all great and all-knowing Bill fucking Murray, by the way. But I should have to talk about the music for a second. What the ear fuck is going on here? This music does for tension and drama what prune juice does for constipation. Sure, it relieves the pressure, but afterwards the place just stinks. Fucking prune juice. Then there's the fact that all the characters are flat. The only exception to this was Cate Blanchett's character Claire Simone. She was so organically fleshed out and her scenes were fantastic. And at the end she changed, you know, like movie characters are supposed to. I'm not sure what happened here. I love World War II history, and I was hoping this movie would join the list with great World War II movies like Saving Private Ryan, Enemy at the Gates, or the series Band of Brothers. But after all that, this movie has one big redeeming quality. They cast British actors to play the Brits and German actors to play the Nazis. Good fucking job.